Hello, my name is Cheryl Wilson, and I wanted to share with you how I take canvas panels and attach them to a regular canvas and frame them if you want to make them into like a piece of art that you can actually put wire on the back and frame. I have shown before where I have attached the canvas panel to a regular canvas that's the same size, but this is an example of showing off a piece of artwork where you have the canvas panel and you attach it to a regular panel, and the regular canvas panel, the regular canvas can be as large as you want it to be, and then it can be framed. So you can have a small panel on a really large canvas. I mean, there's so many options that you can do, but I wanted just to show you, this is a 6x6 onto a 12 by 12 canvas framed into like a 13 by 13. So I hope you enjoy this video, and if you have suggestions of any further videos, just let me know. All right, what I'm showing you here is just a whole bunch of the 6x6 canvas panels that I had painted up while I was away on vacation. And so I'm going to pick one to show you this demonstration. And I can see this in, on a canvas that is really large with the frame, with this just kind of in the middle. But I chose the flower, and I'm going to put this right there in the middle. What I'm going to use is the Golden Soft Gel. It's like a gloss, and it's plenty heavy. You could use a heavy gel. You could use any type of a Mod Podge, something that is, something archivable or something that is good using on canvas. So here's the frame, and I wanted to show you the style that I got. It was a 12 by 12 display case. I got mine at Michael's. I got two of them. Pretty much, they weren't that expensive. But that is the style, the frame that I got for this particular project. And, there's different styles of frames, different types of floater frames you can get. By the way, I save those corners because when I mail out art, it's really great to grab those and put them in the corner of your art. So that's the Studio Decor frame that I used for this particular project. I just turned it over. It does have glass on it, and it is like, there is like a space in there that you can put different thicknesses of art in there. But for this purpose, I just took out the backing and I took out the glass, and then there's like a bumper in there that I took out. And it's great. The thickness of this is great, this particular frame, because it does give you the ability to do different art projects, different thicknesses of canvas. So there's the bumper and the glass that I took out and just put to the side. And the canvas, it's a 3/4 inch canvas that I'm going to be using for this art project. It fit perfectly down in there. I just took those little brads and enclosed the canvas in there. So that's the frame and the how the canvas goes in there. It's very easy just to put it in there. So I took the canvas and I took the gel medium and took the canvas panel and just glued them together, and that's what I'm going to be showing you here in just a second. What I'm going to show you first is I took the canvas and I decided to put a very basic texture on this particular canvas. It's a light texture, and you can do different types of texture. you can, I picked titanium white, but you could pick a color. It doesn't have to stay white. I just wanted to have some sort of paint on the canvas, but you could do, whatever color is on your panel, you can incorporate into your canvas. And then it's also nice to add like a texture to the canvas. If you want to do that, a light texture, you can use that with instruments, you can use that with a foam brush, there's just different ways to do it. But I just wanted a very thin, light, pretty smooth coating on mine in white. Wanted it very basic. Um, just it's just a preference of what it is that you think that you might want. I'm just smoothing the paint down in till there's no lines. I used my fingers because I always use my fingers. I always get into the paint, but the fingers kind of just made it a little bit smoother to my liking. That's all. You can just use the foam brush or paper towel or baby wipe to spread out the paint, whatever is your particular preference. I'm showing here just what it looks like with some texture. So the texture was kind of pretty, but I wanted the focal point to be my panel. But I wanted to show you what it looked like with a texture. That was a sculpture I did of two canvases and then some medium on the top. So here's the canvas. The paint has dried, and I'm going to adhere the panel to the 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 the, the canvas panel to the canvas. So I could eyeball it, and most of the time I do. But as I sell my art, I wanted it to be a little bit more than eyeball, just in case I don't trust sometimes my straightness of things. So I'm going to get out a tape measure and a pencil and just measure so I can get to the center. And there's different ways you can do it. I'm sure that your way may be a little easier than the way I do it, but I just found the center of the canvas, and then I just basically, that's a 6 by 6 and that's a 12 by 12. So of course the edging that you're going to have around the sides are all going to be equal. So I sped this part up a little bit, but this is just to show how I measured and where I ended up putting the panel based on measuring the 3 inches on each side. It was a good thing I did that because my eyeball was a little bit off. And while I'm not as exact as say my husband, who's an engineer. I wanted it to have more of an exactness than my eyeball. So I had already written on the back of this in case I was going to sell it just as it was. But I'm going to go ahead and put the gloss gel in there. I used the soft, but you could use anything to adhere the canvas to the panel. So since I have my lines there lightly drawn, I knew exactly where to put the panel. And for me, what I do is, if it's a canvas and it's soft, I will put something underneath the canvas to ensure that there is a sturdiness, so that it's nice and solid when I'm putting something on the top to adhere the glue. So I put a book underneath the canvas that fit just fine. I tried two, but it was too thick. And then I have a piece of glass that I actually put blue tape on it so that I won't break it, and I do see it. And I always put that over top of anything that I'm gluing because it's a nice flat surface. It's clean, it doesn't give dirt. And then I just put some books on top, and I'll wait like 24 hours. Now I'm at the point where I wanted to put the hanging brackets, and since the frame did not have the hanging brackets or the ability, I could have drilled them into the wooden frame, but sometimes I've had my wooden frames slip on me a little bit, and I'm horrible at drilling, as you see, but I hang in there. And what happens, if it's soft enough that if you just press on the top of that, it'll make an indentation, and it makes it a little bit easier. So I'm going to cut out some of this so you don't see my struggle. So I finally had success in getting that little nail or screwed in. And I eyeball it. If it's a larger canvas, I will measure down. Like for this one, it would probably be about 4 inches down. But I did this on the canvas because I did not want to take the chance of the wooden frame cracking at all, and that has happened to me. So I just pop the canvas in and pull the brads down, and sure, you can cover the back of that, make a hole for the hoops, but I wanted to be able to write on the back of the canvas, sign my name, and just get it ready for the client if it sells, or when it sells, I guess I should say. So I'm just adding a piece of wire, and I always wrap a little knot there at the end. I always bring over the wire till it comes just maybe a little bit below the top of it, wrapping the other side around, and then you've got a beautiful panel on a canvas. And you could wait to sign the whole thing in the end, but since I signed the panel, I was satisfied. So I'm just writing my information on the back, getting it ready. And so I hope you enjoyed this and it was helpful to you.